Camper build update part 7. Did you guys notice anything different? We have the electrical in. You can see right there. LED lights going on. So this update, we have a lot of additions. If I recall from the previous one, I had started installing the headliner for the far side. And as you can see, I've got the headliner in on all 3 sections. Just to recap on how I did that, I took some polystyrene foam insulation, the big panels, 3/4 inch. It's relatively flexible. I cut it and shaped it with one of those electric hot knife, the little tubes that get hot, to the exact profile of each of those inlet patterns. And then I took some spray-on adhesive and attached a fabric, which is, my understanding is it's called duck. It's kind of like a light canvas, as was described to me. And then I put the panels in, and they're being held in place by trim pieces. And these lights actually screw into the center divider going down the middle, so they also kind of support it in there. Oops, sorry. All right. It's not where it stops, though. Not where it stops. So over here is the, I don't know, I guess we'll call it the electrical control center. So we have a 300 watt inverter. It's just one of those simple ones that you plug into a cigarette lighter, but it works. 3 switches for the lights. I believe this is the MT50 solar controller information center. And then this little guy right here that just tells us our voltage. This does also, but this is actually more readable. I kind of think this is more useful, to be honest with you. Just a quick look inside of the drawer. So inside of here, there's the inverter, fuse box, solar controller, miscellaneous fuses and other things. Right through here, the wires go down and they will hook into the battery, which they are now because it's functional. And that battery will sit in the bed of the truck along with the gap that's created by the wheel well. Of course, we've seen this before. Here is solar panel. It's fed through here. And then the wires, of course, are underneath the headliner there. It's worked. I've pushed this out of my garage. It charged up the battery, so everything is working there. All right, there's more. All right, so if you guys recall, here and here, I described it as going to be some cabinet space. So let's start on over here. So, sorry guys. So these are cabinets. Each of those shelves here and here and here and here are removable. If you look right there, you can see the batten that goes across. And of course it has doors. I have an extra shelf right there that fan is sitting on. And so that will be useful. I haven't decided exactly what to put in there, but I am sure I will find plenty of stuff to throw in there. I went ahead and had the doors swing out from the inside, side by side. Ugh, sorry guys. Okay, over here will be kind of the cooking sink / hygiene area. So we had discussed it, and hopefully this is a better explanation. Here is the water tank. This is 7 gallon. I probably won't keep it quite that full. Up there is a little extra storage cubby. Here, these are going to be 2 storage cubbies. I was kind of envisioning maybe, pots, pans, maybe a plate or something like that. So note where the spigot is. Look at that. So the water, if you're washing your hands, for example, could run down into here, and then this, of course, can lift off. And it functions as a little hideaway sink. Over here is the stove. And of course the stove is removable. It just sits in there. And up here, another little cabinet. I figured I'd probably put, you know, food and stuff up in there. All right, and that's not it. Oh, let's scoot on over here. What do we got here? Now this is unfinished. I got to clean up a few things, but here is the bed platform. So you will sleep from here to here. This is about 6'4". I'm 5'8", so I can stretch out about as much as I want. Got plenty of space. And so this opens up, and you got storage. The back storage, as you can probably tell, is a relatively shallow. I thought that might be a great spot for some clothes. And then this is it's somewhat deep. It happens to fit a rifle just perfectly, matter of fact. And then another surprise is this. That's right. This thing slides up on a gas shock, which is built in right there. And then this will be storage. I still have to build the 2 doors for those storage. So the idea, and if you can notice, this portion right here is, of course, deeper than that. So the cooler will slide into there. When this is down, it will lock it in place, or whatever else is down inside of there. Right here, these supports go down and just add a little extra support for it, and also kind of give it a little cleaner, trimmed look. But the idea is, if you guys recall from my initial philosophy on this, is I wanted this thing to still function as a cargo hauler when it's not functioning as a camper. So as you can imagine, it's got this great big 36-inch door that will be on there, which I'm building this weekend. And then you can come in here, lift this up. If you had stuff underneath there, of course, remove it. And now you have this huge space, which is about 7 foot deep. And then, of course, this comes down to a pretty soft close. Not unassisted soft close, but it's fine. And then, of course, this is a very secure platform. You can, I know this is an awkward shot, but you can sit on it. You can lay on it. Ugh. And that works out great. All right, so all we have left now is we got to make the 2 doors for those side things. The big project is the front door. And then at that point, I might have a few odds and end hardware thing, like I think I need to put another support across here for the bolt system when this is actually in the truck. But other than that, it is do some final finish and sanding, which I've actually kind of been doing as we go. And I'm going to put on the coat of finish on the wood. I'm going to use a Sikkens SRB, I believe, or SRD, I believe it's called. And then a few odds and ends here and there, and she's ready to be put in the truck. Thanks.